June of 2016 was $22, based upon about 3,700 gallons of water usage. That's 5 CCF, and it was third lowest of this group of 9. And then we move on to wastewater, and it is a bit of a different story, though not surprising to you. The rate increases, we sort of began to climb the mountain in 2005 there, and you can see that the 250% increases. We know we've had that, we know we've added to it, but I think really what speaks on this chart is the level of capital investment. The years prior to the CD, 13 million per year, since 52 million per year. Again, that quadrupling effect, which has had the upward pressure on the rates and elevated the levels of debt as well. Compared to the local utility districts, we do have the highest monthly bill. Again, we've seen that, and it's been in that way for some time. Though Hallsdale Powell made a strong run at us for a few years and actually went higher than us back 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe they'll do that again. We also compare our rates to some other cities that have also operating under consent decrees: Cincinnati, Atlanta, Birmingham, Louisville, also Nashville. So we're certainly more competitive when we do to really more of an apples-to-apples comparison with other cities under CD. I'll point out a couple of things. First, for KUB, we've talked about this, but the term of our CD, in particular related to the collection system, was relatively short compared to some of these other consent decrees. So when you go from spending 16 to 68 million in 2 years, you know, you're really they're getting it handed to you by the regulators. But so that's a function of that. Birmingham, you might look at this if you didn't know anything else and say, well, they must be doing pretty well. Well, nothing could be further than the truth. The bill is deceptively low. People went to jail. Municipal bankruptcy. Jefferson County had to declare bankruptcy because they mismanaged their consent decree so much. It's been a textbook case of how not to do it, whereas I would say ours has been a textbook case of how to do it. So don't let that fool you. One of these days that's going to have to go up. They're going to have to pay some people. And then Nashville, I would say they have a relatively long-term consent decree and a relatively early into it. I believe that needs to be accurate. And in closing, sort of summing everything up, going back over the past 12 years, I would say a lot of positive results. I think our systems are safer and more reliable. You know, the consent decree itself, we've talked a lot about that, and you've heard this many times, that we've been on time and on budget. Actually, I think we've been under budget for what we initially set out and projected. But it's really been a Herculean effort to do what we've done, and it's been done extremely well. And it's something that I know you and our staff is also proud of. The systems remain financially sound. I think we've hopefully proven that. I think our rates are still competitive. They're somewhat higher, in particular wastewater, than what they were years ago. But I still think in total, we have affordable services. Bond ratings have been upgraded, and very importantly, in spite of all the work and the rates and the debt and all of that, our customers are telling us that they're satisfied with us. And as Mr. Elmore pointed out a couple of times, our ratings are at the highest level that they've ever been for both residential and business. And then my last slide, more to come. If you didn't hear enough from me today, wait till next month, and I'll speak a lot longer probably. And we'll look at what our systems have for the next 10 years and how we propose to fund that and begin those discussions in earnest with the board. And then I will let Linda finish.
Commissioners, we close with this slide just to remind us of why we're here. We apologize for taking so much time. We anticipated we'd be done by 1:30, but obviously we failed. But I want to close with recognizing 2 of our board members. First, Jerry Askew for being a healthcare hero last week. He's always been my hero. I'm just so glad that the healthcare community recognized him. And then Nikisha Thompson is being recognized tonight for Tribute to Women. All of us know the impact that Nikisha's had on the community, and we appreciate her contribution to the women's causes in Knoxville. So that's all we have.
That's it. The meeting is adjourned. Anybody else? I guess the meeting is adjourned. Meeting is adjourned.